Order. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us tonight. This time we're going to open the meeting with an invocation by Vice Mayor Tom Reed and followed by the Pledge of Allegiance.
Heavenly Father, we thank you for the opportunity to serve our community. We ask for your protection over our first responders and all city staff, and for clarity and wisdom as we conduct the work before us today. May our decisions be guided by integrity, unity, and a commitment for the common good. We ask this in your name. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. Carly, if you could call the roll, please.
Hattier?
Here.
McAleese?
Here.
Thompson? Here. Reed?
Here.
Kenny?
Here. All right. Well, we are going to start off with reports from the different departments. So we'll start off with Commissioner Gail Neidinger and Finance.
Okay, for finance. Through January 31st, 9 ad valorem distributions have been received, totaling $4,024,985, which is about 86% of the budgeted total. The general fund has received 56% of the total budgeted revenues for the year. All funds are currently operating a surplus as shown below. The general fund surplus, $2,775,000. Capital improvement fund, a surplus of $167,000. The sewer fund, a surplus of $64,000. And reclaimed water, a surplus of $30,000. So, city is healthy.
Okay. Well, thank you very much. Now we're going to go to Commissioner Mark McAleese and Community Improvement.
Exciting news to start with. The site plan review has been completed for Chipotle at 900 Pasadena Avenue South. We haven't received the building permit yet, but at least the site plan has been done. So that's awesome news. In January 2026, we received 143 permit applications. Compared to the same time last year, we received 128. We issued 128 permits in January of this year, and compared with 97 in January of 2025. In January 2026, we did 292 inspections. Compared to January 2025, they did 284 inspections. Terry Sullivan participated in a legislative day in Tallahassee. She met with representatives, senators to discuss proposed legislation issues and concerns. And just a general reminder again, all work to repair the structure to its pre-damage condition requires a permit. A substantial damage package must be filled out completely for all work needed to bring the structure back to pre-damage condition and submitted with the permit application. That's our report, Mayor.
Thank you, Mark. Now we're going to go with Commissioner Linda Thompson and Public Safety.
Thank you, Mayor. Are you thinking about 2026 Atlantic hurricane season yet? The South Pasadena Fire Department is. On February 4th, members of the South Pasadena Fire Department, along with the city staff, participated in the annual Special Needs Evacuation Program Call Down exercise. This important exercise ensures that we have adequate and up-to-date information for residents enrolled in the program, and the system is fully operational should an evacuation order be issued during this year's hurricane season. Are you wondering if you or a loved one may be eligible for special needs evacuation program? Regardless of all aides who have special needs may qualify. Examples included, but not limited to, individuals who require oxygen, those needing assistance with routine care or medications, residents acquiring mobility assistance, individuals dependent on electricity for medical equipment, and those requiring transportation assistance during evacuation. To register for this, you go online at https://pinellas.gov/special-needs. Request a form by calling Pinellas County Emergency Management at 727-464-3800. Print and mail the completed form to the Pinellas County Emergency Management at 10750 Elmerton Road, Building 1, Suite 267, and that is in Largo, Florida, 33778. You can also fax it to 727-464-4024. Contact the South Pasadena Fire Department at 727-344-1666 for assistance. Preparation today ensures safety tomorrow. Don't wait until a storm is approaching. Register early and stay ready. That's my report.
Thank you, Linda. And now we'll go with Vice Mayor Tom Reed and Public Works.
Thank you, Mayor. Good evening, all. Water restrictions have been implemented to manage and conserve available water resources in response to prolonged dry conditions, reduced rainfall, and increasing demand on existing supply systems. The restrictions focus on limiting non-essential water use, including outdoor irrigation, vehicle washing, and recreational or decorative water activities, in accordance with established regulatory guidelines. These measures are designed to ensure the continued availability of water for essential domestic, commercial, and emergency services, while also protecting environmental flows and local ecosystems. The implementation of water restriction forms part of a broader water management strategy that includes ongoing monitoring of storage levels, demand patterns, and climatic conditions. Public awareness and compliance are critical to the success of these measures, as sustained cooperation helps slow the depletion of water reserves and reduces the likelihood of more severe restrictions being required. By proactively managing water use, authorities aim to strengthen long-term water security and improve the resilience of the water supply system under future drought conditions. Public Works is conducting outfall inspections throughout the city. We inspect to make sure there's no blockage or debris or barnacles. If there is an issue, we will address the situation right away. We have a total of 14 outfalls. We also have our contractor, TLC Inc., repairing 5 sanitary manholes in the city. Proactive is better than reactive, and that concludes our report. Thank you, have a great evening.
All right, thank you, Tom. All right, and from the administration department, unfortunately, we were disappointed. We had to cancel the fire station open house. It was supposed to occur, but the weather that day was, I'm glad we did. It was pretty bad. So it wasn't a good day for everybody standing around outside cooking hot dogs. Anyway, we're excited, though, about another chance to bring everything that was to the community together in the upcoming block party and Touch a Truck event. So you can join us on Saturday, March 7th from 11 to 2 at Bayview Park, which is right across the street from City Hall. That's 7054 Sunset Drive South. There will be live music, kids' activities, refreshments, public safety demonstrations, and a big collection of cool trucks. And for more information, visit the city's Facebook page, which is facebook.com/City of South Pasadena FL, all one word, straight across, and another not a backslash, /. So, and speaking of upcoming events, the South Pasadena Community Band will be holding a concert in Gladia Garden on Sunday, March 22nd at 2 p.m. The band has recently decided to suspend operations this spring after being significantly impacted by the 2024 storm season. The upcoming concert will be a great opportunity to come out and thank them for their contributions to the community before they begin their hiatus. They plan to resume operations in the future when they have been able to recoup, but until that time, I would encourage you to join us on March 22nd to show your support. And let's see, city offices will be closed on Monday, February 16th in observance of President's Day. And I'm going to ask our city clerk now to speak on the cancellation of the March 10th election.
Yes, I just wanted to announce again, this has been shared with the public, but as election day is coming up for most communities, I wanted to just reiterate that South Pasadena's election for March has been canceled. As Mayor Penny was the only candidate to qualify to run for office, he was elected unopposed during qualifying in November. So I just wanted to make that announcement on your behalf. It can be a little bit awkward to announce your own reelection again. So I just thought I would put that out there that there will not.
I have no
be an
humility, it's
election.
fine.
Well, just, you know, there will not be an election in South Pasadena on March 10th.
Not even a write-in?
I know.
That was cruel.
Not even. So, I don't know. I went out there and encouraged people, you know. Everybody needs a break now and then. All right. So right now we're going to move on to the People's Forum. So we're going to open the People's Forum, and this is the portion of the meeting when the public can speak on anything that is not on the agenda. So is there anyone in attendance that wishes to speak for the People's Forum? Okay, seeing no one, I'm going to close the People's Forum. And we will now move on to agenda comment. So now we'll accept agenda comment. So this is the portion of the meeting that the public can speak on anything that is on the agenda that is not a public hearing. So is there anyone that wishes to speak on anything on the agenda that's not part of the public hearing? Okay. Seeing no one, we will close the agenda comment portion of this meeting and move on to our next item, which is a public hearing. It's quasi-judicial. And this is item 1, a variance request. So item 1 of tonight's agenda, variance request, I'm going to ask the city attorney and the city clerk to speak regarding the hearing process.
Thank you, Mayor. And before we start, I'd like to go ahead and ask the commission to disclose any ex parte communication you may have held with the applicant.
I did, I went out to see, but that's all that
Okay. Do you have any discussion with the applicants?
no.
Yep. Nothing.
Nothing.
Thank you. So if nothing further, I'd like to go ahead and inform you about the record of hearing as follows. All evidence admitted at these hearings will be kept by the clerk to remain as part of the record. In accordance with Florida statutes, you are hereby notified that if a person decides to appeal any decision made by this board at these hearings, he or she will need a record of the proceedings, and that for such purpose, he or she may need to ensure that a verbatim record of the proceedings is made, which record includes testimony and evidence upon which the appeal is to be made.
I would ask that anyone that is planning to speak as part of this evening's public hearing, please stand and raise your right hand. Okay. At the appropriate time, please respond in the affirmative. Do you solemnly swear and affirm that you will tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? If so, please respond, I do. I do. Members of the public, please complete a card, a communication card as you come up to speak. If you could turn that into either me or my staff before you speak. If you are the applicant or staff, please just make sure that you introduce yourself. Members of the applicant, please state either the company or your home address, and staff should identify yourself as staff. Thank you.
All right. Okay, so at this time, I'm going to open the public hearing for item 1, and we will begin the hearing process with the staff report presented by the city's planner, Marcus Jones.
Thank you, Council. Marcus Jones for City Staff.
Good evening.
Evening.
I'm here to present a staff report on a variance request submitted by Brett and Stephanie Miller regarding a pool. So background in applicable city ordinances. On October 10th, 2025, the CID department received a building permit application to modify and upgrade an existing in-ground swimming pool located at 7124 South Shore Drive South. On October 20th, 2025, the permit was denied and a notification was sent to the contractor, Pool Perfection. The permit was denied as the existing in-ground pool constitutes a nonconformity as it's located less than 10 feet from the property line, contrary to current city setback requirements. The application, the property owner initially identified the work as storm-related repairs, yet later stated that the intent was to upgrade the pool to better reflect the high-end appeal of the waterfront property. Pre- and post-storm satellite imagery have been included for your reference. The applicant also submitted a signed pool warranty agreement with the contractor reflecting the estimated cost just over $91,000. The relevant city code sections were copied into the email sent to the contractor and to document the applicable requirements and provide the basis for the permit denial. So for the zoning review, the upper edge of the pool to the property line is 9 feet 3 inches, which is 9 inches too close to the property line. The applicable city code sections 130-1 -34, location for swimming pools. A location, swimming pools may be located only in the rear of the yard of the lot so that the edge of the pool is no closer than 10 feet from the property line or seawall. And then 130-40, regulations of non-conforming uses. A non-conforming building or structure for other than residential purposes may not be reconstructed or structurally altered during its life to an extent that alterations exceed in aggregate cost 25% of the full valuation of the building or the structure, exclusive of the land unless said building or structure is changed to a conforming use. And then 2, normal maintenance or repairs and incidental alterations of a building or structure containing a non-conformity may be permitted, provided that said repairs and alterations do not extend the volume or area occupied by the non-conforming use. And then so the review criteria for this. Where owning into special conditions of literal enforcement of the provisions of this chapter would result unnecessary undue hardship, the City Commission may grant a variance. In considering variance requests, the City Commission shall make finding of the 6 criteria below. The Commission shall not grant a variance unless the Commission finds affirmatively of the 6 following criteria. 1, that unnecessary hardship exists. And so the applicant stated on their affidavit that the post-storm damage was necessitated to work, the post-storm pool damage has necessitated the work for the pool to be done now. The estimate to rebuild instead of using the existing structure would result in a $30,000 increase to the project. And the city's response was, the city informed the applicant that they may repair any damage that may have resulted from recent storms, but as it is a non-conforming structure, alterations and improvements are not allowed by city code. 2, that such unnecessary hardship has not been created by the applicant. Applicant stated, we are asking to use the existing pool, so we're not making changes that put the pool too close to the property line. Measured to the water, we have 4 extra inches. And the city's response was, according to property appraiser records, the existing residence was constructed in 1991. No building permit records for the existing pool or structure are on file, nor such records do appear to exist in our possession. Under current zoning regulations, the existing non-conforming structure, the in-ground pool, may remain in its current condition, but the structure may not be reconstructed or structurally altered during its life to an extent that such alterations exceed 25% of the full valuation of the structure. Per property appraiser value, the value of the structure is $40,000. 3, there are no other choices for the owner which would not require variance, which would allow the property to be utilized in a satisfactory manner to its designation, use, and density. The applicant stated no, as any repair would be capped at 25% of the pool value. The project is not feasible for that amount. And the city's response was, the pool may be repaired to its pre-storm condition since damage occurred, but not approved upon. And then 4, there's a clear and convincing benefit both to future residents, the property, and the public at large, and permitting a variance to occur. Applicant stated the updated pool will help the property value for future residents, as well as improve the aesthetic of the property and the neighborhood from the water. And the city's response was, this could be argued both ways. This has been argued on both sides for many years. A pool upgrade can both be a benefit and a detriment to a community, depending on the current residents and potential future residents. 5, that the variance, if authorized, will not alter the character of the neighborhood or district which the property is located, nor substantially or permanently impair the appropriate use or development of adjacent property, nor be detriment to public welfare. And the applicant stated, no, the project does not move anything closer to the property line or seawall. The intent is to upgrade the pool to better reflect a high-end appeal of the waterfront property, and the city did not have a rebuttal to that. And then finally, 6, that the variance, if authorized, will represent a minimum variance that will afford relief and will represent at least the least modification possible of the regulation in issue. Applicant stated the variance is minimal. The ask is not to move anything and not to build because we're at 8 inches too close to the property line as interpreted by the permitting office. And the city's response was the 9-inch encroachment into the property line is not the minimum variance that would afford relief and represents the least modification possible of the regulation. The applicant may maintain and/or repair the pool in its pre-storm condition. And B, in circumstances where a section of the city code provides specific criteria which differ from the criteria set forth above, the criteria specified in that city code section shall be substituted for criteria set forth above. In some circumstances, the city code provides criteria which are to be considered in addition to the criteria set forth in the section. There was nothing applicable. There are no specific criteria which differ from the criteria set forth in the section in the city code above. And then finally, C, in making a recommendation, the city commission may suggest that conditions be attached to the variance in granting a variance. The city commission may attach such reasonable conditions and safeguards as it deems necessary to implement the purposes of this chapter. And with all that said, as this does not meet city code, city staff recommends the denial of the variance request.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. Okay. I'm now going to invite the applicant to present. Good evening.
Good evening. How is everybody?
Doing well, thank you.
Fantastic.
Thank you for having me in. It's a good summary of the issue at hand.
I ask you to introduce yourself.
Sorry. Yes, my name is Brett Miller. I am the applicant, and my wife Stephanie and me were the property owners at 7124 South Shore Drive. So yeah, it was a good summary of the issue. The bottom line is we are trying to upgrade and update a pool that is built in 1991, as I think was stated. And at the end of the day, we're not looking to move anything. We're not looking to come closer to tiebacks for the seawalls. We're not moving any closer. In fact, the edge of the pool is where it is today, where it has been since 1991, is as far back as we're doing. We've gone through a lot of different opportunities and options with upgrading. And unfortunately, with the way that the rules are set out right now, 25% of the value of the pool comes out to about $10,000. And we've looked and talked to pool companies. We can barely get it resurfaced and finished for that. So, and even if we were to update to pre-storm damage, or sorry, pre-storm condition, doesn't change the fact that the pool is from 1991. And, you know, at the end of it, our desire is to modernize it, not move it, but take the existing shell and simply bring it into the current century. Right now, to do that, as mentioned, the cost for the estimate was around $90,000. But if we have to start moving the pool, dealing with the beam, and adding these additional costs to it, it will be about $30,000 in addition to that. It'll be about $120,000 is what we're looking to do. We don't view that as a good use of money, and frankly, it's something that I don't think is in the city's best interest, to have residents spend unnecessarily dollars upgrading and updating things that are already on the property. Obviously, this is not the only piece of work that we have from the storm. This is one project of many. In fact, Linda, you probably noticed, our yard needs work, our dock needs work. So we're trying to sequence these projects out. So we're waiting on one before we do the other. So we're going to do the pool before we do any of the landscaping, before we do any of the irrigation. The dock is another project. We'll probably see you guys here in a couple of weeks. We have some challenges there. So this is a major concern for us. Upping the cost of the project by about 40% is a big pill to swallow. And frankly, we're asking the council and you, Mr. Mayor, to look at what we're trying to do and understand that, we're not actually asking you to do, or not asking to do anything that isn't there. We're just simply looking to take the existing structure and bring it up to something that's much more modern and reflects, where we are in the city right now.
Okay.
Is there any Q&A, any questions or anything?
But your hot tub, isn't that making the cost higher that you're putting in there on the pool?
Well, I mean, compared to not adding a hot
No.
tub, certainly.
Yeah.
But it's not the bulk of the cost, if we had to move the pool, would be in the changes to the beam, the changes of the structure. So the $30,000 upgrade is a like for like, but having to move and readjust the entire pool. So regardless of how we did that new job, that $30,000 wouldn't be because of the hot tub.
Okay. No questions at this time. We'll probably come back to you. Do you want to ask something now?
Yeah,
Okay,
actually, if this is the proper time, we have to wait for.
sure, go ahead. No, you can.
Okay, yeah, hi. The shell, you're saying the existing shell is gonna remain? Okay, so this building was built without a permit, is that what we're hearing?
No, it's from 1991, so my understanding is permits don't exist for that time period.
Just real quick, so on residential construction, there is a retention requirement for 10 years. So everything after 10 years is no longer retained by the city as a document. So we don't have those documents currently. So I'm assuming, since it is on the property appraiser's record, that they did have a permit at some point because it is listed on their website.
Oh, okay.
But we do not have a record of that.
Got it. Okay. And I guess nothing was passed down to you when you got the house or anything, any kind of documents on the pool? Or?
No.
Okay.
We purchased in 2016, and we're probably the third or fourth owner of the house.
Gotcha.
So any of those records were not conveyed or kept.
Okay.
So if I can follow up, tell me about the hot tub I just heard about, because it's, $91,000 for a pool renovation seems to be, I built a pool, I built a whole pool for half that. So, I'm trying to wrap my head around where we're going, why it's 91,000 and how it's materially changing the structure that's existing now.
Yeah, so the shape of the pool right now, and actually, can I approach?
Oh,
We got pictures, we have
We have
aerials,
pictures, we have
so the kidney shape.
So yeah, so what we're essentially doing is taking that kidney insert
That's what
that's
that is right
facing the seawall side, and we're essentially reclaiming that and doing a 7-inch round hot tub in that spot. So the existing beam will remain, and we're simply dropping that structure in and then connecting it to the pool.
Okay, thank you, that clears up my questions, Mr. Mayor, thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, and frankly, a lot of the cost is, we're redoing the concrete decking, the equipment, lighting, and just all of it adds up.
Basically everything except for the shell.
Pretty much,
Okay.
yeah, and, yeah.
Okay, thank you, appreciate your feedback.
So is the jacuzzi there now?
sorry?
Is the jacuzzi already in there?
No.
It's not, okay. On one picture I got, it looks like a dark area there, and the other one shows nothing.
No, that's our little pool.
Okay, just cool. All right, all right.
It's tiny in the satellite imagery.
Yeah, yeah, I know, not very clear either, so, okay, all right, all right.
So the under 10 foot, is that from the seawall, is that to the concrete or to the inside, I mean, the decking around it, or is it to the
Seawall?
actual pool itself? It's what?
So the property in question is
Yeah.
our neighbors to the south, to Chalmerses.
Okay.
So it's to their property line, but there's nothing of substance between those points. So we're not going to the seawall, we're not dealing with tiebacks or anything like that.
Yeah.
We're not moving electrical, we don't have anything of substance in the ground between the property line, and we're obviously not encroaching any further. We will be removing the decking that's there now and redoing it with pavers, but the structure and the beam of the pool will remain where it is right now.
Okay.
Are you saying that your property line extends past the property line, or the property itself extends past the property line that's shown? There's like extra dirt, I mean, past where your property line ends?
Sorry, I don't know.
I mean, are you saying it goes farther down to the seawall than what is shown in the,
No, it's just different angles. So I just want to be clear that the 10 feet in question is not to the seawall towards the water. It is from the back of the pool towards my neighbor's property line. And there's nothing underneath it
I got you.
that deals with seawall,
The other way.
water, or anything else.
Okay, okay, got it.
Your neighbor to the north or the south?
To the south.
South.
7120.
Mhm.
So I have, as the newest person up here, how does the process work that has gotten us here? Are the neighbors notified? They had a chance to be here?
Yes, there's a formal process.
So there's a public announcement?
The applicant has to send certified letters to every property within a certain
Okay,
distance of their home
okay.
as part of their
14 of them,
application.
to be exact.
14?
They would
Okay,
have had to send certified letters to all their.
Yeah.
okay, all right. So, all
And
right.
there's a side mine over too.
We also,
Well,
noted
that's-
the city
that's
also
just a
noted
misprint.
notices in the paper.
Yeah.
And there's a notice in the
The
paper,
city,
okay.
the city posts a notice in the paper, he has
Okay.
to post the property, the applicant has to send a certified letter.
Okay, thank you. Yeah.
And just for the record too, we have talked to Betty and Jimmy Chongris, our neighbors. They're not in the property now, they're in Pasadena Isles, but I think they're coming back. Jimmy's in his 80s, they asked if they could be here to support us, we told them not to worry about it. But yeah, we've talked to them about this at length and they have no issues with it.
Okay.
Thank you.
I have a question for Terry, I guess, or no, Marcus, I believe. Well, both of you. Let's see what come up. Please step up, as I need to show you this picture and ask you a question. This drawing I've got here. Yes. You can actually come up here, that's right. So on this drawing showing the tiebacks for the seawall.
Right.
There's a superimposed looking area. So does that mean those are coming under the pool? Or is this just a print because of the printer did something wrong?
Well,
No.
what I have on this one, it looks like it's coming a little bit under the patio.
Oh, see,
3 of the tiebacks.
Yeah.
Right, so this portion is the pool.
Yep.
This portion is the outside.
So this is probably actual. So right there where the jacuzzi was talking about, that's where the tiebacks
No.
would be right underneath here.
It's there.
Okay.
This is the portion that's the
This-
concern.
That's the whole concern.
Yeah.
It had nothing to do with that right there. No.
Correct.
Okay, okay, thank you very much. Okay. Yeah.
You're welcome.
It looked like it was a misprint, and it was just like a superimposed over the
Yeah,
actual drawing, but I guess it's just the way it was. Yeah. Okay. And, all right. Okay, anyone else have any other questions for the applicant? We'll move on to the next process. All right, well, thank you very much.
All right, thank you guys for the consideration, appreciate you having me in tonight.
Thank you.
Okay, so right now, are there those wishing to speak in favor of the application are now invited to speak. So is there anyone here that came by for that portion besides the applicant? So I don't see anyone. Okay. Are there anyone here wishes to speak against the application? So, again, nobody. All right. Well, normally at this time, we would ask the applicant to speak either in rebuttal, in case there was somebody, but there's no one. So, since you're coming back up again to tell us what we just heard. I guess, are there any closing statements from staff? Whether it be Marcus or Terry at this time.
I think I need clarification from staff. Is the issue the setback towards the other property and/or the percentage that they're allowed to spend to upgrade this pool? Or is it both? That's what it seems to be from what I'm reading.
So the city code calls out that you can't be closer than 10 feet to the property line with a swimming pool. So they are 9 foot 3 inches. So they're closer than the 10 feet. So that is the nonconformity that we're talking about. The 25% is if they spend more than 25%, they're required by code to bring it up to current standards, meaning they'd have to move it to 9 foot 3 inches from the property line, unless you grant the variance.
Similar to what everybody's had to deal with from FEMA due to the storm damage, that because it was over 50% of the appraisal price of their home, they had to rebuild or reconstruct and.
Yes, that's more of a federal standard, that's a requirement for coastal
It's similar to our
requirements,
requirement.
but it's the same kind of requirement.
Okay, okay. All right. Anyone else? Any other questions for Terry?
I'd
Or?
also just like to remind the commission as well, when you're considering this under the 6 factors read by Marcus earlier, number 1 is that there must be an unnecessary hardship. In general, economic hardship is not considered as a factor of that.
Right.
But you may find another hardship that allows you to grant this variance or not. I just wanted to bring that to your attention.
Okay, okay.
I got one real quick question, if I may. And it goes back to Terry and Marcus. I'm looking at the 9 foot 3 line, which is very, very close to a 10 foot 4 line. It looks like, the closest point is only inches away from the next closest point, which is 10 foot 4. Am I reading that right?
Yes. So the outside edge of the pool, which is the coping,
Right.
the outside edge of that coping is 9 foot 3. The inside edge, which is where the water line is 10 foot 4.
Okay, so that's, okay.
That's
So
between,
that's the difference in that coping.
Okay. Thank you. Good job.
So if this is denied, what are their options? They just can only spend 25% to bring the pool to pre-storm
To repair.
condition?
They can repair it as it is. So if they want to, any changes though would trigger that.
updates, stuff like that.
So to clarify, I think what the commissioner's asking is the 25%, are repairs bound by that 25%?
They're not.
They
It's
can
the
repair it to
alterations.
storm-
So that would be how
pre-storm
much?
condition.
25% of the value of the pool or?
Pool, which is on the property appraiser's website listed as 40,000.
40,000.
That's where the 10,000 came in.
Should be 10,000.
I'm right
Yeah.
there.
Yeah,
Which
You
would be
can't do much.
improvements.
Right.
You could repair it to pre-storm condition regardless of that cost. Am I saying that correctly?
And the 40,000 covers the pool, the coping, and the pavers, or just the pool?
Just the pool.
I did see the pool, the tiles are coming off the side. There is cracking on the deck also. So they have to fix all of that, I guess.
What were you just saying about that, the repair is different?
They can repair it in kind. So if they wanted to leave it exactly the same and make.
So they come in there, they could fix the tile, they could get the pumps working and back in operation, and it wouldn't affect the 25%.
5%.
But any alteration, like putting in new pumps or updating
Updating, so making
Updating.
changes to the structure itself.
itself,
or-
then knocks in the 25% rule. Okay. Okay, all right. Can we let her go, or you guys got something else? All right. All right, okay. Okay. That was closing statements, basically. I guess, are there any closing statements from the applicant? Fuzzy, any one?
Just very briefly. Yeah, this is a challenging situation. It's a game of inches, quite literally. You know, and it's interesting because I think part of this is open to interpretation because nowhere in the code does it say where you measure it from. It just says the structure. And my pool company is telling me that every other district measures it from the water line. We just happen to measure it from the back, and it doesn't say. It says the. I can't remember the actual wording, but it doesn't explicitly say it has to be the back of the structure. Anyway, it's that quite literal game of inches that has us here tonight. So, you know, we're looking for, like I said, not to actually move anything, not to do anything, and we're not going to be affecting anything that's between us and the other property, based on a structure that's been there for 30 years. So,
Okay.
appreciate it.
Okay. So at this time, I'm going to close the public hearing for this item. Is there further discussion amongst the commission at this time? Do we need any more clarification on anything?
Pretty clear on it.
And to make sure I'm clear on one thing, so it's, I guess I need Terry back up here. T, get your steps in tonight. So, let's say they had more than 10 feet on that side. Still have the problem with the 25% of the upgrades, correct?
No.
No.
If they had 10 feet from the property line, it would be a conforming structure. That is the only thing that is non-conforming about the structure, is the property line.
So, and the only way to do that is if their neighbor were to deed them 12 inches or something, which probably will never happen in this lifetime.
That's a whole different process that we really don't want to do. Moving property lines is a challenge.
I'm looking at the property appraiser site, and it says 92 on the pool. They paid $42,000 in 92 for that pool, for the permit for that pool. How in the world is it worth $40,000 today? I mean, wouldn't you think it would be?
You're saying that they
would
paid
be
40 back
more?
then?
It's $42,000 right here.
I would assume a pool is a depreciable asset, though.
You know,
Is that just repair? That's actually the pool, not the deck. I'm just wondering if
That's not
where
the,
that 40,000 is coming
That
from.
is the only number we have. So
That
if they
number.
wanted to get an appraisal and they could get an
Because
appraisal of just
I would
the pool.
say it's probably a hell of a lot more than that now, right? Which would give them more of the 25%. Am I in the
Yeah.
right place? I
Well,
guess.
40,000 is the only number that we're given.
It's what's provided by the property appraiser's office, is what we
Oh.
There's no private appraisal that's been done.
Oh, I see what you're saying, okay. But I'm thinking it's gonna be higher.
Yeah. To replace the same thing today should be a lot higher. From
That's not a
$91.
replacement value, that's the
Right.
value.
Just the
the
value,
existing.
I see.
yeah.
So and just for clarity, the code calls out that the structure is where the measurement is taken from. It doesn't say inside or outside, but you don't measure a house to the inside walls, you measure it to the outside walls when you do a survey, so.
Right, I didn't know. Okay.
So basically, he's taking up that side deck, that's where he's gonna put the hot tub in this picture, that whole decking right there is where it goes? Where he's
I
gonna,
believe the hot tub is part of the pool.
Yeah, it's integrated into the
It's
pool.
into the
It's
pool.
part of the pool.
Yes.
Placed inside the pool, yeah.
No,
No.
actually, it's not gonna be inside the shell.
no.
Going to be in that kidney-shaped area.
So-
there.
So like I said, that kidney shaped is,
You're good.
Yeah.
So right where you have it there.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the kidney shape is gonna be new dirt that's gonna be dug out, and the shell of the existing pool is gonna essentially be the outside border of the hot tub, and it will spill over into the pool, but it will not actually be integrated into the existing structure underground. So it'll be plumbed separately, and it'll be set next to it with a spillover, but that beam will remain as it is.
So where the original steps were, that's where you put in the hot tub that for it to spill over in that? Is that what you're saying?
She's got a picture, she's
Yeah,
got a thing.
it's gonna work
We
its
don't
way
have
down.
a, we don't have a rendering
So-
of the proposal with the hot tub?
It's coming.
Okay,
This is, yeah.
Should also be in your permit packet.
So, Terry, question.
okay.
So if I know there's more upgrades than just just a jacuzzi because of everything, but if the jacuzzi was not connected to the pool, was separate from the pool and didn't overflow into the pool, which looks like it flows into the pool when it overflows, whatever, the water goes in, would it still be part of the pool? Because it's a separate area now?
It's the whole project, not just the jacuzzi.
Not just
So
jacuzzi.
it's- Yeah, the pool, the edge of the pool is too close to the property line. That is
That's the whole thing.
the whole thing.
It really doesn't matter, because if we had the 10 feet, then jacuzzi, everything could go in and it would fly right through.
Yes, we would have issued the permit and it would have been, never come before you.
Okay.
I do not.
Can I have this provided to me, like email wise, because since we've distributed it to them, I need to retain a copy of it.
Not a problem.
I don't have a copy.
Not a problem.
So,
I will,
I just need to get that sent to me. I'll give you my card if you can just email it to me afterwards. I'll need to attach it.
Carla,
Provided it.
was in the packet.
It's very similar.
Yeah, it shows the hot tub and everything.
Yeah,
Okay.
very similar.
Well, that's just up to me.
Yeah.
It's the drawing with the hot tub right there, with the issues right there.
Okay.
Nope.
Anything
Terry
else?
wants to know if
So
we
the
can let her go.
variance would just be saying it's okay to do the 9.3 and not the 10.
Correct.
And the neighbors have nothing to do with it, really, other than, I mean, unless they complained about it.
Correct.
But they haven't, and they all got the letter, right?
We have not gotten any correspondence.
Okay. So the variance would be saying, in this particular case, it's either accepted or it's not.
Correct.
And this one only.
This does not say.
And what?
And this one only. This won't
Yes.
set any precedent.
So what part are we in this discussion right now?
We're at the commission is talking right now. So I guess we're good with you right now, unless we gotta call you back up, so keep your walking shoes on. And, I think my only concern is that is because of what we've gone through with the storm damage, and the people that we've had to tell no, and they've had to rebuild their homes from scratch, or tear them down. I know this is a minor little thing, at least looking at it, it's code though. And these people have lost everything. This is about a pool. And because of the federal government's regulations, we could not do anything about it. And it doesn't sit right with me, to be able to allow something like this when I couldn't allow someone to just rebuild their home. I don't know, it's still mulling through my head, the right thing. But, I guess that's all I've got, unless you guys have anything you'd like to throw in, any comments or?
Respectfully, offer a little bit of rebuttal. Like
Yeah.
you said, that on the rebuilding of homes,
The big
defined,
thing.
controlled by the federal government.
Correct.
This is why being in local government is important and why local governments are important.
Yep.
Is to make what I consider a common sense decision.
Right.
You know, the house has been damaged by the hurricane, like a lot of people. And they're able, this variance allows them to move forward and get it rebuilt. And it's a matter of inches, as he says.
Yes.
I'm inclined to support it because,
Right.
again, local government is there for a reason to make some common sense choices. I know it may not meet the guidelines of why we should, per se, but that's why we sit up here and weigh these things and use common sense. So I personally think that I can support this without feeling like anybody else has been slighted in the process who's controlled by federal government statutes versus local.
Right. And that's why we have these discussions.
Yep. I agree with Tom. This is being put back in place, not totally in kind, but basically in place, almost in kind with shape and everything. So I'm in agreement that I would approve it.
Okay. Any other discussion on the item at all? Questions for anyone? Otherwise, we're going to move on. Okay, not hearing anything. I'm going to now call for a motion to either approve or deny the application for variance from Brett and Stephanie Miller at 7124 South Shore Drive South, South Pasadena, Florida, 33707.
Move approval.
Second?
Okay, is there any discussion? Okay, all right, Carly, call the vote.
Deininger,
What are we voting?
There's a motion to
Vote
approve.
to
We're
approve,
voting what?
to approve the
To
application.
approve. I say yes.
Bagley's,
Yes.
Thompson,
Yes.
Reed,
Yes.
Penny.
Yes. The motion is passed. Thank you.
Thank you very much. When's the pool party?
That's right.
That's a very good question. I have a phone call to make after this. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Okay, we are going to move on to unfinished business, which there is none. And next, we have our consent agenda, which is item number 2, and this is the approval of the commission meeting minutes for the month of January 2026 on file in the city clerk's office. And I now entertain a motion and a second to pass the consent agenda.
I make a motion we pass.
Second?
Okay, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, the motion passes. Item new business. This is item number 3, resolution number 2026-01, and I'll ask our city attorney to read the resolution by title.
This is resolution number 2026-01, a resolution of the City of South Pasadena, Florida, establishing the 2026 Charter Review Committee, setting a time frame for submission of the committee's final report, and assigning staff to assist the committee.
Okay, thank you. Do we have a motion and a second to pass the motion as read by our attorney?
Make the motion.
Second.
Any discussion? No? All right, Carly, call the vote.
Bagley's,
Yes.
Thompson,
Yes.
Reed,
Yes.
Deininger,
Yes.
Penny.
Yes. And the last item tonight is a motion, Public Risk Management Board of Directors appointments. And I'll ask our city attorney to read the motion.
This is a motion to designate Finance Director Heather Guadagnoli as representative on the Public Risk Management of Florida's Group Health Trust Board of Directors and City Administrator Carly Lewis as the alternate board member.
Okay, so I need a motion and a second to pass the motion as read by our attorney.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, any discussion? Carly, call the vote.
Thompson,
Yes.
Reed,
Yes.
Deininger,
Yes.
Bagley's,
Yes.
Penny.
Yes. And, boy, you guys look like you're in a hurry to get out of here.
I figured we're done.
All right, everyone, thank you very much for coming.
Yeah,
Have a
thank
wonderful evening, and we are adjourned.